What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Dusty Fish Company. Today we are reviewing the Hammerhead Kayak's Baby Whale. This is a 10.5 foot kayak, 33 inches wide. For us big boys, it has a 430 pound weight capacity, which is nice, especially in a 10.5 foot kayak. Across the industry, that's kind of a rare thing. So if you're a big boy, you're looking to get on the water, this could be a good option for you. We're gonna go over this entire kayak, go over a few features, then we're gonna get it on the water and test things out. I'm gonna work my way from front to back on this kayak and kind of go over everything. We're gonna hop around a little bit. One of the really important things on a kayak especially is having storage space. Up here on the bow, you do have a nice storage compartment here. It is locking. Working our way back. This is a pedal drive kayak. So you'll use your feet just like a bicycle and pedal. It's got a prop right here that spins. Just super nice and super convenient, especially if you're doing a lot of fishing on the kayak, which this is a fishing kayak. Having that keeps your hands free and makes things a lot easier when you're out there on the water trying to rig, cast, fish, take care of fish, and still navigate. So the prop drive lowers down right here, goes under the boat, and then operates from there. You've got a locking mechanism for that as well. So working our way back into the captain's chair, if you would call it, you have a hull access right here. This is locking, unlocking. This gives you dry storage and access to your hull if you need to pump water out, access things, so on and so forth. When you're done, close it, that latches right back. On both sides here, you have carry handles that are nice, they're rugged, they've got a good grip to them. Moving into your chair, it is an adjustable height kayak. You've got several adjustments where this thing will move down and back or up and forward. It also sits on a rail system right here and can slide forward and back. So it has a ton of adjustment options regardless of your height, weight, so on and so forth. Leg length, this thing is extremely customizable to fit you once you're on it. I'm 6'1", 280 pounds, and I'm gonna get on this 10-foot kayak and get out here on the water in a couple minutes so you can see. If I can handle it, or it can handle me, there's not much it can't take as far as size out on the water. So, working our way back some more, you've got your rudder system here. So you're gonna steer right here, and that turns your rudder. On the other side, you have your rudder system. It runs through this cable right here, comes up, there's a locking mechanism. You release that and let the slack out, rudder goes down, rudder goes up, and then you just latch it in like that. Talking about fishing, one of the nice things right here around your chair is there are several rod holders. There's two forward-facing rod holders right here with caps and covers on them. And then you've got your other two rear-facing back here for trolling or extra storage. There are several guide rails throughout this entire kayak to help you accessorize and add things you want to add to the kayak, which is nice because you can customize it for you specifically. Your seat, so far, I have not sat in it yet. We'll get on the water here in a minute, but the seat feels like it's extremely comfortable. It's got a nice support system. It is adjustable as well, so you can adjust your backing to fit you after you get your height and all that good stuff set as well. So, working our way back, talking about storage and how important it is. Having all this open deck space back here with the straps gives you plenty of room for tackle bags, coolers, so on and so forth. There's plenty of access for different accessories and stuff back here as far as fishing, bringing stuff with you if you're going out camping, whatever. You have a ton of carry storage. One really unique thing about this hull is if you get tired of pedaling and you do want to put a trolling motor on this kayak, they've already designed it into the hull here, so you have a trolling motor mount right here for it, so that'll lay down flat, so it'll be a lot easier to operate, mounting point, so on and so forth. It's nice having that built in already. You do have another hull access back here on the stern to access the hull, get in there, do wiring for accessories, fish finders, trolling motors, lights, etc. You have access so you can get in there and do that. It does have another grab handle in the back here, and one thing that's really nice about this is it does come built in with wheels back here for you. They're not going to be a fix-all for every situation. They're not going to work great in sand, mud, stuff like that, but moving them on the boat ramp, moving it around the house, hard ground, having those wheels there is super nice. So here's your rudder system after it folds down. I like this design. It sticks down further in the water than the rudder on my Native does. and I feel like it's gonna help with a little bit tighter maneuvering and stuff like that. I am excited to get on the water and test this thing out. We've gone over a bunch of the basics on here for you. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing launched right here behind me, get on the water, see how my big butt does in the 10-foot kayak, and I'm gonna bring y'all along with me. Let's go. All right, y'all, I am out here on the river now in the Hammerhead Kayak's Baby Whale. Like I said, it's a 10.5-foot kayak. My everyday kayak is a 12.5-foot native Slayer. So that's what I'm gonna make the comparison to. They're in two completely different classes, but if this can compare to a kayak that's 2 feet longer and wider, then for a 10.5-foot kayak, it's all right by me. So let's go check this thing out. I'm gonna give it an honest review. All right, first opinions. The cabin area is super comfortable. I'm actually more comfortable in this seat than I am the seat on my native. Like I said, it is 2 foot shorter than the kayak I normally run, but I will say this, it feels so far more stable. When I get back to the launch, I'm gonna try to stand up in this thing. I've never stood up in my 12.5-foot kayak before. It's just always felt too wobbly and made me nervous. So I am gonna give this one a shot. But first, let's check out some maneuverability. I'm gonna do a hard left. I'm gonna kick back. So as I expected, it does turn sharper than my 12-foot kayak, but it is shorter, so that does make sense. But the steering on here, this rudder system and this steering is super responsive. I really like it. There's not a lot of play in it, which is nice. A lot of kayaks I've been in, you get a lot of play in your steering system right here, and it's hard to track straight. I'm gonna set this one on a straight track, minus the wind influence, and we're gonna rock and roll for a second. Tracking straight as an arrow, that's really nice. There's not having that play makes a huge difference. The pedals are comfortable, the ergonomics, the seating, the fit is comfortable. It is adjustable. The seat goes up and down, forward and back. Busted in reverse, which one nice thing about the pedal drives over like the Hobie system is you have instant reverse. You just start pedaling backwards and you're good to go. A lot of the Hobie systems and some of the other setups, you got to pull a string, put it in reverse, put it in drive. This is instant, which if you're fishing, you catch it, you hook a fish under trees or under a dock or something and you need to start backing out and you're fishing, it's nice to be able to do that and have your hands free. All right, so let's talk about accessibility. One thing I'm not crazy about is I don't have access to my dry storage. While I'm on the seat right here, I'd have to actually slide the seat back to get this access, but it's not the end of the world. Having this almost sea deck type system on here is nice. My kayak floor gets super slippery when it's wet like this. This provides a lot of grip and comfort, and I would imagine that foam during the summer doesn't get as hot as the plastic does. When we were on shore, I talked about accessorizing and the ability to do so. You've got rails here, you've got rails here, so you can add a lot of accessories in the front. You've got rails down here. You do have a nice cup holder right here. You've got storage areas for tackle, all that are readily accessible to you. This one does not have under seat storage. Some kayak seats have the pull-out tray right here, which is nice having that storage under there, but you have a lot of access to a lot of storage, so it's not the end of the world. This thing glides through the water so smooth, and I can tell you, it is just rocking side to side. This is way less tippy than my 12.5-foot native. This is freaking awesome. I am more comfortable and feel more confident on this kayak at 6 foot, 280 pounds than I do on my really big 12.5-foot kayak that I believe is also 3 or 4 inches wider than this one. This pedal drive system is so smooth. All right, we're going for top speed here. It plows through the water pretty good. we're moving along really well. We've got some speed going on this thing. It does get up and go, which is super nice. The rod holders that I was pointing out to y'all earlier are easily accessible. Forward facing here, another forward facing right here, which is nice. It's a good position. Then your spare rods can go back here, or if you're trolling, they can go back here as well. And they're accessible from the captain's chair too, which is nice. All right, so we've seen speed, we've seen maneuverability. Speed, I give this thing an 8 out of 10. Maneuverability, I'd say a 7 out of 10. Handling, I would give it an 8 out of 10. Comfort, I'd say 8.5 out of 10. It's super comfortable. It feels good being in it. I feel stable, which is super nice. Now, we're gonna push back up closer to shore and do a little bit of stability test on this thing. I'm gonna get close to everybody so they can laugh at me if I end up dumping it. Nothing expensive in my pockets. Oh. All right, y'all, I am up. It is a little wobbly, but I'm not used to standing on a kayak, so this is nice. That's further than I've ever made it on my native. I couldn't get that far without feeling like I was gonna dump. So for a 10-foot kayak, awesome. Stability, I've gotta give this thing a 9. As big as I am, as small as it is compared to other kayaks, heck yeah. All right, well, that is a wrap for out here for our on the water test of the Hammerhead Kayak's Baby Whale. I will put in the description below the information, all the information you need to look up these kayaks and where you can purchase them at. All in all, if I tested this 10.5 next to my native 12.5 prior to buying the native, I would have 100% picked this shorter kayak for stability, comfort, and fishability over the bigger one. Plus, these come in at a much more impressive price point. As far as price point for what you're getting quality wise all around on this kayak, being at $14.99, it is a very budget friendly, very effective kayak. I would, if you're a bigger guy, I would definitely recommend this kayak for you. If you want something in that 10-foot range, that's easy to store, easy to move around, so on and so forth. This is not a bad option for you. But I'm gonna leave y'all with that. I appreciate y'all watching. If you're into fishing content, make sure y'all smash that subscribe button on my channel. I got a ton of videos out. Most of them are fishing. A lot of them are kayak fishing. I do all kinds of stuff on the Gulf Coast here, so if you do wanna see more of that, y'all make sure you hit subscribe and check out the channel. I appreciate y'all watching. I'm Dusty. This is the Dusty Fish Company. I'm out.